6'4" senior from Sonoya, Georgia, and Kyle Smith, a 6'6" sophomore from Titusville Astronaut High School down in Titusville, Florida.
LaGrange wins the tip, and they're going to start on offense. Stormy Petrels come out in a 2-3 zone, matching it up. Robert Reisman up top alongside Dylan Benefield. And LaGrange right now just doing a little perimeter passing, going to kick it down low. First basket up and good for Zach Hill. Nice bounce pass there to get it to Hill for the first lay-in and take the top off the game. And it looks like LaGrange going to come out in a little 1-2-2 matchup pressure.
A little diamond and one, three-quarter court pressure. Now back to a 1-2-2.
Benefield with the ball up top. Reisman over on the wing, and this is again where you're going to want to find a Zigbo down low. You do not have Abel AA to start the game. A Zigbo, the first jumper, going to be long. Reisman going to grab the rebound and have it stripped away by Cameron Lyons. Lyons on the hop right now, bringing it across for LaGrange, and they're going to get back into defense is Oglethorpe.
A lot of energy, a lot of talk from the defense at Oglethorpe.
LaGrange not going to shoot the three ball as well as Brevard did a night ago. As we say that, first three up on the way, long back rim, rebounded Jordan James there, and he's going to kick it ahead. Benefield now on a little bit of the secondary break, going to drive and come back out. Defense set there for LaGrange. Ryan Janae with it up top, swings it to a Zigbo. His first three on the way, nothing but the bottom of the net. Uba, a Zigbo for three.
Yesterday, they were really encouraging him to take the three. He shoots 41% from the arc. He needs to keep doing that.
Defense swinging around right now. LaGrange going to kick it across. Back up top, three ball on the way. That one's going to come up just a little bit short for Kyle Smith. Rebound out. Benefield kicks it across. Ryan Janae with an open three. That one's going to come up just short. Gabe Cofield grabs the rebound and now on the push for LaGrange. Penetrate inside, another three ball up on the way. That one's going to come up short. The Zigbo tips it right inside and now grabs the rebound after the miss. Zach Hill tried to go up the little right-handed sky hook, no good. Stormy Petrel's going to bring it across.
Great board there by a Zigbo.
Zigbo with it up top. He's going to head fake after making a three. Back to Ryan Janae. He's going to drive down the lane. Three ball on the way. Just going to come up long for a Zigbo. Rebounded there by number 15, Brashard Edwards. He kicks it ahead, bounce pass, and an up and lay-in for Zach Hill. Brashard Smith right there, Brashard Edwards. Brashard Smith's a Miami wide receiver. Brashard Edwards pushed it, found the bounce pass for the lay-in.
Yeah, Zach Hill got behind the zone there. They lost him, and he scored on the layup.
Reisman across, Janae from way downtown, bang! And hits another three to put the Stormy Petrels up 6-4.
Janae's at 45% from outside the arc, so you gotta love that start.
Edwards again looking underneath. Hill, that ball's gonna be blocked from behind by Ryan Janae. Hill with a little stick-to-itiveness puts the ball back up and in.
Hill had 20 points and 6 rebounds yesterday. He's off to a hot start here.
6-6, just under 17 minutes. Reisman gonna get it across to Benefield. In the first half, Oglethorpe trailing 12-8 to the LaGrange Panthers.
Well, early start here, Coach Ponder's subs or starting lineup has really proven to be effective. Looks like they are going to the second unit coming out of the timeout. They'll go with that younger squad, both Mason and Jackson Kemp, Trey Harris, Malachi Dooley, and
Abel A.A. Yep. Looks like he's going to be down there as well. And he had a really good impact yesterday. 12.7 rebounds at 6'7". His height could be huge. We've already seen right now LaGrange wants to grab rebounds and take off. We've had a couple of second chance opportunities with stickbacks. Something we really struggled with yesterday, Roy, was getting on the offensive glass. So far, have done a good job.
Well, you're going to love his 6'7" frame. You know, we just started with 4 6'3" guards out there along with the 5'11" Benefield. So now A.A. gives you some good height. And then you've got Malachi Dooley with the Kemps and Trey Harris.
And you definitely will not miss Abel A.A. what he has on as far as his shoes go. He's got a very bright lime green shoe, and I'm not mad at him at all. LaGrange going to stick in that, looks like a little matchup 1-2-2 zone. Again, you have to find somebody to penetrate. Harris right now at the foul line. Kemp over there on the side, back up top. Long three on the way. That's going to be an air ball, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Dooley got that one with about 2 on the shot clock. Offense kind of stuck. They never got it inbounds or the inside, and now Oglethorpe going to come up with a little 2-2-1 pressure as well. Ball swinging across. Edwards three. That's going to come up short. Rebound by Mason Kemp. He snatched that one with 2 hands. Kemp bringing it across, picks up his dribble. Dooley going to come across to the top of the key and help him out. Back to his brother Jackson Kemp, down to Abel A.A. Left-handed dribble, and that, Roy, is what we talked about yesterday. Don't bring it down where smaller defenders can help you out. 3 ball on the way, transition 3, and that's back-to-back threes now for Kyle Smith. 3 threes in a row for the Panthers, who now have a 15-8 lead.
Picks up a foul there. Cameron Lyons trying to go for the steal, runs into Malachi Dooley. Might have knocked the breath out of Dooley a little bit.
Yeah, that was one where you're both up in the air going for the ball. Offensive player has more of a right to the ball, and Dooley gets fouled there.
Well, a minute ago you talked about Abel A.A. and the idea of facing up with the reverse pivot.
3 ball for Trey Harris. That one hits front of the rim. Rebound again by Edwards. He's now going to push it across. He's got the break. Kyle Smith. That one's rejected by Kemp. Dooley coming the other way. 5-on-4 break if they hurry. Kemp with a pump fake, kicks it back, looks for his brother, throws it into the backcourt. That one's going to be covered. And layup, up and in. The hoop and the harm. Cameron Lyons going to be fouled there. And now a 17-8 lead for the LaGrange Panthers.
Yeah, that run right there, you cannot, we talked about it all day yesterday, both in the women's game and the men's game. You've got to value the basketball, and you've got to win each possession. That's what your focus has to be. And right away we see LaGrange taking advantage of that turnover and coming up with the old-fashioned 3-point play.
One of the first subs of the game for LaGrange coming in, Brody Scott, number 5 now at the head of that pressure. Kemp dribbles into the corner, finds his brother, who's going to find it. Oh, dipsy-do pass on that one. Got to find a way to attack the middle of this zone. They get it to Abel A.A., and unfortunately he turns the ball over. Zach Hill comes up with the steal, and LaGrange on the hop going the other way.
2 touches, 2 turnovers for Abel A.A. Got to get him on track.
Edwards right now in the corner. He's going to swing it back up top to Lyons. Cross to Scott, back to Lyons, inside to Edwards at the foul line. He's looking underneath. May have gotten away with a travel. 3 ball on the way. That one's going to come up off the back iron and hit the shot clock. Possession going back to Oglethorpe.
They got the ball inside to Edwards. I thought he would really look to attack. He faced up but didn't really attack. And the shot by Lyons goes off the top of the scoreboard. Top of the backboard, excuse me. Reverts back to Oglethorpe.
Mason Kemp with the ball on the wing, going to kick it across to Dooley. He's going to drive down the lane. Good hard attack, misses the layup. Able to come up with his own offensive rebound. Shot clock resets. Kemp from downtown, and unfortunately shoots that ball just a little bit short. Substitutions coming in. Ryan Janae, Uba Ozigbo going to check in for AA and for Trey Harris. Actually, Harris going to check out, and it looks like Jackson Kemp going to sub out as well. It's putting a little more veteran presence back on the floor.
I like this lineup. I like to see Janae and Ozigbo in there with Awoleye.
Staying in a 2-3 zone. LaGrange working it around up top. Lions with it. Coming off the screen, looks for Edwards. He gets double teamed by Janae. Ball brought down in the post. Nice pass. Brody Scott powering through, up and in. And it's a 20-8 lead right now for LaGrange. That's an 11-0 run for the Panthers. Oglethorpe right now, Roy, just 3 of 12 from the field. Hit a couple of threes early on and have not scored now in about 5 minutes. Gonna look for Awoleye down low. Powers in, left-hand layup, misses, grabs his own rebound, back up and in with a nice follow.
Solid. Got his offensive rebound, put it up, powered in. Nice poke steal from Malachi Dooley. They need to take advantage here. Get a little run going.
Ozigbo pull up three. Bang! From way downtown.
Love it. I love it. I like to see that from him. He's got a great shooter's touch, and sometimes I think he's a little too unselfish.
Yeah, I don't mind the transition three, especially when you had 4 guys underneath the basket. Scott with it now down at the free throw line. Edwards up at the top. He's going to look down low. Back up top. Kyle Smith with the ball over to Edwards.
Good closeout there on Kyle Smith.
Skip across the Lions, back to Edwards. He's got an open three. That's going to hit back of the rim. It's going to hit the shot clock as well. And Oglethorpe going to come up with another possession. Looks like Griffin Cherry going to check in for the first time. Did not play yesterday. He's going to get an opportunity. But, Roy, we've got a timeout on the floor. 10:58 to go here in the first half. Panthers with a 20-13 lead.
Well, Oglethorpe is trying to get Awoleye going, and that'll really help by forcing the defense to sag a little bit on him, which will open three-point shooting a little bit more. On the other end, I tell you what, LaGrange has done an unbelievable job attacking the zone behind the zone. A lot of teams don't do that, but if you can get the zone up, because we've seen some threes and it gets that 2-3 zone to come up a little bit, and then you have a short corner to short corner runner, it is a really effective way of getting some easy scores. And, man, they have taken advantage of that early here in this game.
Yeah, LaGrange currently 8 of 17 from the floor, 47%. Oglethorpe just 5 of 15, and that's after hitting their last 2 shots. So you're talking about a 3 of 13 start. They've hit 2 in a row. 3-pointers even. Both have hit 3 from downtown. So a very even matchup so far outside of LaGrange just shooting the ball better from the floor.
And again, finding easier opportunities. Even those 2 threes were open threes off rhythm. So they are definitely finding good shots and then converting.
Cherry, Kemp, Ozigbo, Awoleye, and Ryan Janae on the floor. Kemp going to dribble in, looks for Ozigbo over on the wing. Back up top to Cherry. He's going to kick it in the corner. Mason Kemp, unfortunately, steps out of bounds. We've seen a lot of those with the black top.
I was just going to say, I almost wonder if it is the black court, because I'm not sure I've seen as many sidelines stepped on as I have in both the men's and women's games here at Oglethorpe.
3 ball on the way, up and good. Another one for Gabe Cofield. Nice quick stroke. He's got a quick release and not afraid to shoot the rock. 23-13 Panthers on top. Cherry gets it across to Mason Kemp. Offense a little bit stagnant right now. Ozigbo from the other side. He fires a 3. That's off the mark. Good fight for the rebound, and unfortunately it coming out of there, Cameron Lyons. He's going to have an uncontested layup. Cherry went for the rebound. The ball ricocheted off of him. Back to Lyons, and an easy run out for the Panthers.
Well, this 1-2-2 3-quarter court press, it just takes you out of your rhythm a little bit. A lot of times teams won't even trap, and we're not seeing that out of LaGrange. They're not trapping. Just takes you out of your offensive flow. Janae,
3 ball on the way. That's going to hit back rim. Rebounded again by Lyons. And a foul going to be called right here on Griffin Cherry. A couple of substitutions coming in the game. Trey Harris
And Brent Smith checking into the game. Gives you could see Brent's been in the weight room quite a bit out of Lawrenceville, Archer High School, 6'3" junior forward. We haven't seen him get a whole lot of time, but he's definitely bringing some physicality to the table.
Yeah, I want to know, does Brent have any eligibility at linebacker? My goodness. Oglethorpe, if they ever put a football team together, Zigbo and Smith down low, you've got your 2 starting linebackers.
No doubt.
Cofield, another 3, rims that one out. Brody Scott goes up high, back out top to Edwards. He's going to kick it around to Scott. He's going to drive baseline. Looking, finds Cofield. They swing it back around. 10 on the shot clock. 3 ball for Scott on the way. That's going to be off the back of the rim. Battle for the rebound. Good job by Ryan Janae to go up high to secure that one.
Went into traffic to pull it in.
Harris across to Cherry. Cherry in the corner, Zigbo. And unfortunately, he's going to dribble that one off his chest. Tried to go left.
Yeah, exploded towards the basket, but left the ball behind with that left-handed dribble.
8:55 to go here in the first half. 25-13, Stormy Petrel's behind. Substitution back in, Kyle Smith, who's got a couple of threes. He's going to come back in. And also number 45, Parker Gonzalez, subbing in for the first time for the Panthers.
Gonzalez doesn't get a lot of playing time for them. He'll get a couple minutes here or there.
Cofield open at the top. They swing it around to Scott. Underneath. Almost turned over. Scott going to go down into the corner, find Edwards. He's going to dribble in. Jump stop. Nice little pull-up jumper for Brashard Edwards. 19-5 a game, shoots about 43% from the floor. And when you take quality shots like that, Roy, you're going to make them.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. He really is a nice scorer, finds easy opportunities and then takes advantage of them.
Trey Harris, that one off the mark. Brent Smith using that linebacker build to go get it. Nobody's stealing that ball from him. I promise you that. No kick on that one. The ball looked like it went off the foot of one of the defenders. And other turnovers. Edwards coming the other way. Finds Gonzalez underneath for the lay-in. And a 29-13 lead for LaGrange.
Yeah, Brent Smith didn't get back in transition defense. They got an easy basket. No. We talked about this yesterday. Griffin Cherry. Yesterday we made some cross-court passes without pace. Griffin Cherry right there almost had it stolen. And unfortunately, it went off a Petrel player, and so it's going to be LaGrange ball when we come back. Again, I've been really impressed by the ball movement that LaGrange has had against the zone. When you're attacking a zone defense, if you've got a lower defender, one of the 2-3, the 3 backside defenders on you, you try to bring them up the floor. If you've got a top defender on you, you want to take them down, and then you want to throw back into the hole. And they're doing a really nice job of that right here. Their ball movement reminds me a lot of the San Antonio Spurs, the Miami Heat, 2 teams that traditionally really move the ball, and they're getting open looks because of that. Yeah, and you got to like Brashard Edwards, senior. You know, there's a lot to be said about experience no matter what level of basketball you play in. He's a guy he's an unselfish leading scorer for what I've saw for the first 12 and a half minutes. Yeah. Normally you don't see leading scorers who want to play at the foul line and look for other players, but he's done just that, doing a good job. For Oglethorpe, it's pretty simple. Quality shots, we're just not getting them right now. Too many long contested threes, too many shots that are coming up quick into the shot clock, and that's why you're only shooting 27% from the floor so far. A couple of threes skewed the points early on, but it's really been a struggle over about the last 9 minutes of the game. Well, LaGrange is shooting 52.2% in the first half here, which means it gives them the opportunity to set up that 1-2-2 3/4 court press. And Oglethorpe going to switch into a little switching man-to-man defense for the first time. I guess the zone's been carved up enough. Number 3 also in the game. Tayshawn Pendleton has it for the first time. He dribbles it off his foot, stolen by Ryan Janae. 2-on-1 break. Back to Janae. Layup is going to bounce around and in. Nicely done by he and Dylan Benefield. Benefield with getting it back to the big man who had the steal. And we'll see if this man-to-man defense changes things up a little bit. Smith up top. He's already hit a couple of threes. Cofield pull-up jumper from the head of the key. That's going to come up short. And that ball goes out of bounds. Looked like Pendleton tried to save it behind his back, but he stepped on the end line. And the Stormy Petrels will get the ball back. Roy, this is a time with 6:57 to go in the first half. Cut it in half.
You're down 14. You need to cut it to 7. And that was almost a dangerous one.
Yeah, it was fortunate that the tip came right back to Zigbo. Can't turn it over.
Benefield with the ball up top, almost loses his footing. Not a lot of movement right now on offense for Oglethorpe. Too much standing around at the top. Brent Smith, foul line jumper, comes up just a little bit short. That ball rebounded by Kyle Smith and LaGrange on the hop. Edwards got it, matched up with Benefield. He's going to try to back him down. Good defense, shot rims out, rebounded by Ryan Janae. He battled there with Gonzalez and snatched that one with 2 hands.
Another great rebound by Janae.
Got to get some movement on your offense.
Yeah, a lot of ball handling up top. You do not dribble like this against the zone. You got to pass the ball.
Benefield again steps on the out of bounds line. Substitution, looks like Jordan James going to come into the game. He's going to check in for Brent Smith. Smith gave you a couple of quality minutes. You need that. Rebounding defense.
Yeah, right now they've got to quit pounding the ball on the perimeter against this zone. They've got to work the ball, pass, and look to get it inside or to draw kickouts for threes.
Staying in, they're back in a 2-3 zone actually. Yeah, still in a 2-3 zone. Trey Harris not able to cut off Kyle Smith. Smith, impressive game so far. He's hit a couple of threes. That one he put on the deck and drives to the basket.
Yeah, had another layup coming on the backside of the zone as well.
Just get it across the timeline over to Harris. Zigbo posted down low. They're going to get it to him. He's getting triple teamed underneath. James, nice move. Reverse pivot the wrong way, off the wrong foot with the left hand. Up and in for the lay-in.
Yeah, he does a really nice job of getting the ball to the glass and laying it in.
Oglethorpe, sort of a matchup 2-3.
I think this is their Janae just fell back into the back, so.
Almost a 1-3-1. Pull-up jumper by Edwards. That's going to come up short. Really good defense there by Benefield. James bringing it across to Zigbo. I wouldn't have minded that one. Kicks it across Janae, an open 3. And that ball goes everywhere but in the basket.
Wow, bad break there. That was a good-looking stroke.
Zigbo playing defense down low. Good strip by Uba. Benefield with it, 2-on-1 if he wants it. James with the left hand. No foul, but he gets the layup up and in to cut the deficit. Now down to 12.
Nice job, defense creating offensive opportunities for the Stormy Petrels. In that 2-3 zone, they do match up out of it.
Smith with a turnaround jumper.
Boy, talk about versatility. We have seen him score every single way. That time from the post with a nice turnaround over Ryan Janae.
Going across the timeline, Benefield over to a Zigbo. Uba from way downtown. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Well, we always talk about he and Ryan Janae step up and give you a hoop when you need it. And that was a great 3 right there.
Got to play some defense. You've cut it to 11. There's a good steal by a Zigbo. Benefield's got it. 3-on-1 opportunity. A Zigbo layup and in. And a timeout on the floor. 3:27 to go here in the first half. Stormy Petrel storming back. Now down 33-24.
You know, sometimes when you're struggling offensively, you've got to use your defense to create scoring opportunities, and that's what they've done. Done a really nice job here, gotten some steals. A Zigbo there with the deflection that ended up in Benefield's hands. They come down 3-on-2 and got the score. We saw an earlier one to Jordan James. So they, right now, this has proven to be really effective. The last two lineup combinations have been really effective from a defensive standpoint. Looks like Jackson Kemp is going to come in now to join Benefield as Zigbo, Janae, and Jordan James. Give him a little bit more three-point scoring with Jackson Kemp.
Yeah, the problem defensively, LaGrange, and you mentioned they have 4 scores. They have 3 guys in double figures already. 33 points. Cofield, Hill, and Smith with 10 apiece. Uba Zigbo with 11 so far to pace Oglethorpe. Ryan Janae with 5. So a good start for Uba. I like the fact that Uba has been very very selfish today as he's shooting threes that we didn't see them take yesterday. Transition pull-up jumpers, really good. Defensively, they've got LaGrange now down to 50% from the field, which was around 60% earlier on. Both teams have hit 4 threes. Back in the 2-2-1 look, a Zigbo all the way back. You've got Janae and Benefield up at the top of the pressure, and they're going to drop back into a 2-3 zone. James and Kemp underneath. No, it actually looks like they're going to go man-to-man here. Benefield going to pick up with Edwards.
They're switching, and that's Cooper Dolnick's.
No call underneath. 3 ball comes up short. Battle for Smith, going to get the loose ball. Lay it up and in.
Right at the shot clock expiration, but he got it in beforehand. And again, Kyle Smith has been really a workhorse. 13 points in yesterday's win that they had, and already with 12, a free throw here will match his total from yesterday. Comes out of Titusville Astronaut High School. Both of us are Floridians. We know the famous alum there, Wilbur Marshall, came out of Titusville Astronaut, just down the street from the Kennedy Space Center, hence the nickname Astronauts.
That's one of the cooler names that you will find. We have a lot, nothing against all the Tigers and Lions and Cats and everything else. Free throw up and no good. I love to see. Stormy Petrels is one I don't know that anybody else in the country has. I like to see unique nicknames. James on the sideline makes a great catch to save it. Benefield across to Janae. He's going to go a Zigbo. Head fake, pull-up jumper. That one off the back rim. Battled for.
I think they're going to get, Cameron Lyons. They got on a little bit of a push on that rebound.
Kemp came flying in. It looks like Malachi Dooley going to check in for Dylan Benefield. But Jackson Kemp came flying in for that rebound. He got shoved a little bit. Stormy Petrels will get another opportunity, down 11. Got to find some movement. Up top to Kemp. Janae, no hesitation. That 3 comes up just short, but look at Jordan James, the athleticism to kind of volleyball tip it. What do you call that one? A dink. He just dinked that one back in.
Yeah, one of his arms was being held, and he just used his right hand to push it up and in off the front of the rim, and it rolled over for him.
I will say the man defense has made LaGrange think a little bit more than they were against the zone. Edwards with it up top. Going to kick it around, 10 on the shot clock.
Jordan James doing a great job on Kyle Smith.
Lions long 3, back of the rim, rebound there. Jackson Kemp comes up with it, looks for Dooley. LaGrange doing a good job getting back. A Zigbo in transition, and another one from downtown. Uba Zigbo, his 3rd 3 of the first half, and the lead's down to 6.
Great looking rhythm 3 in transition.
And then comes the other side. And they're going to call, I thought a Zigbo stripped it out of there, but it looks like that's going to be a turnover on Brashard Edwards. Great help side defense as Zigbo played off his guy, came over, caused the turnover. 1:38 to play, and the Stormy Petrels as close as they've been in about the last 13 minutes.
Again, this little 1-2-2 3-quarter just to slow down the tempo.
Gets it to Kemp, a Zigbo has it. Dooley going to drive down the lane. Scoop shot up, no good. Jordan James comes up with a rebound. Ryan Janae stripped away from him. Dooley with a little up and under. He scores, and the lead's down to 4.
Yeah, Jordan James got it to Ryan Janae right under the hoop. Janae missed, or had it tipped right into Malachi Dooley's hands, and Dooley lays it in. Another sideline.
Brody Scott that time had the dribble and the drive. Unfortunately for him, he stepped on the line. Couple of substitutions. Zach Hill going to come back in, as is Parker Gonzalez. Stormy Petrels have done a great job, no pun intended, weathering the storm from LaGrange. They were getting run out of the gym. Coach Ponder switched to man, and it sparked a rally. So has Uba Zigbo. Janae back up top to Kemp. He's going to drive down the lane. Little runner. Soft touch up and in for Jackson Kemp, and we've got a 2-point game, Roy.
Great job by the Petrels. Got to keep it going.
Hill with it underneath, battling.
Thought he traveled. Oh, they called a foul on Jordan James. He is not happy. I really thought that Zach Hill traveled before any kind of contact.
The last time I saw somebody move backward that way, that smoothly, was Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. And Michael dribbled about as many times as Zach Hill did on that one as well. But a foul called. 36-6 to go here in the first half. 35-33. LaGrange with the lead. Stormy Petrels have battled from 16 down to cut it to 2. Robert Reisman has checked back into the game. He likes to mix it up. Wild shot there from Brody Scott. Reisman comes up with it. Dooley looking for the ball. He's going to save it ahead. Let's slow it down. Shot clock is off. And Philip Ponder going to call a timeout. He saw the helter-skelter and said, look, let's calm it down. I got a timeout to use. Let's use it. 21-2 here to go in the first half. 35-33, the Petrels behind.
Yeah, Philip Ponder had not used the timeout yet in the first half, and you lose it if you don't take it. And so it was a great time to take a timeout, set up a final play, get yourself a great look, tie it up or take the lead would be the way to get into the locker room.
Oh, if you tie this up, you're going to have about 20 guys dressed in black and yellow sprinting to the locker room. The momentum is clearly right now on the side of Oglethorpe. This was a game that was a huge lead for LaGrange. They were up as many as 16. We were talking about just cut this thing in half and let's get it going. Now all of a sudden you look, and this is a 2-point game. It's a one-possession game. Almost 90% of the game, LaGrange has had the lead. The last lead for Oglethorpe was at 8-6 with 16-10 to go in the first half. So you're going to have Kemp, you're going to have Jackson Kemp, Malachi Dooley, Uba Zigbo, Trey Harris, and Ryan Janae on the floor. 16 seconds left. Kemp with a wide open three. Not sure that's the shot you wanted with that time on the clock. We've got a few seconds left. 6, 5. Great hustle there by Trey Harris. That was going to be a layup for Parker Gonzalez. Harris was under our basket. Full sprint down. 3.5 seconds left. Stormy Petrels should get the final possession of the first half.
Look to go to Trey Harris here. We're going to go to Dooley, let him take it up the floor.
Half quarter, hits nothing but the backboard, but the Stormy Petrels, and I just mentioned, they've got James, Ryan Janae, and Jackson Kemp. This is the group that closed the first half and did a great job to get Oglethorpe back into it. LaGrange coming out a little bit more aggressive, trying to trap up at half court. But they're going to drop back into a 1-3-1 look right now. Actually, it looks like they're going to go man-to-man, and they're switching everything. Try to set some screens here, find some guys open. James going to try to go off the dribble against Kyle Smith. Stop, 5 on the shot clock. Zigbo got to hurry. Steps in, gets one up, hits nothing but the backboard, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. LaGrange went very aggressive man-to-man, and I think threw Oglethorpe off just a little bit there to start the second half.
A little confusion there. I know Malachi Dooley and Uba Zigbo having a conversation walking down the floor on defense. Man-to-man, switching man-to-man from Oglethorpe.
3 ball on the way for Cofield. That off the back of the rim, and a Zigbo skies for that one with 2 hands.
We'll take that right there. Really quick 3-pointer by Cofield.
Zigbo drives in, goes with the left hand, too strong off the glass, rebounded by Smith over to Cofield. 3 ball, nope, Edwards going to go down low, underneath, kicks it back out. Cofield across the top. Edwards going to get bailed out on that one. Did get fouled. Ryan Janae hit him with the body, but Edwards out of control trying to come up with his second basket of the day. He'll be rewarded with free throws.
Yeah, really nice up and under. He did get bodied by James. He'll have 2 shots now. But again, they've held him in check. Only 2 points in the first half. Came in averaging almost 20 points a game.
One thing you don't want with scores, and we've seen this with other teams, free throws can lead to guys becoming explosive. You see the ball go through the basket, suddenly the game slows down for you just a bit.
81% free throw shooter as well, so he takes advantage of that, knocks them both down, extends the lead to 4, and now they're back into that 1-2-2 3-quarter court look.
Cofield, long arms there at the head of that press. James going to bring it across this time. Picks up his dribble, has it knocked away as Zigbo tracks it down. Corner for Jackson Kemp. Going to have to get rid of the ball quick to avoid a 5-second violation. Janae down on the baseline. He turns it over. That one picked up Cameron Lyons going the other way, coast to coast, up and under with the lay-in, extending the lead to 6. Value the basketball.
Nice job by Lyons. Nice pass by Ryan Janeda. Malachi Dooley, who lays it in, their first hoop of the second half.
Sometimes you got to beat a defense down the floor, not allow them to get set up, and they did exactly that. Zigbo in a bad spot there under the basket. Zach Hill had great position. He turns around. He's going to be rewarded with free throws. And interesting, I don't believe LaGrange shot a single free throw in the first half. If they did, it was very few.
1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 of 2.
Yep. Well, it's clear to me in these first 4 possessions, Kendall Wallace, the coach with the Panthers, really talked about attacking the paint in the second half, because all 4 possessions have been within 5 feet. They've been to the free throw line twice now already, just 2 minutes into the second half.
Hill misses both of them. Jordan James comes up with the rebound. Stormy Petrel's down 4, 17 and change to play here. A Zigbo quick 3. They looked like that one. Looked like Hill got a piece of that one.
Yeah, good closeout by Hill. He did get a piece of it.
And he got great position with a rim run. And a great defensive effort there by Malachi Dooley. Dooley was underneath the basket, was able to get a hand on it and knock it off a Hill. And a possession going back to Oglethorpe.
Yeah, you talk about deep. When you talk and teach post offense, you talk about burying a defender. He was buried there underneath the rim, but he had a quick hand to knock the ball loose.
Kemp going to dribble in. Janae cross court, wing 3, on the way, good. Ryan Janae from downtown cuts the lead to 1. This is the closest Oglethorpe has been since about the 4-minute mark of the first half. 4 minutes into the game, 16 minutes in the first half is the closest they've been, now down just 1.
Panthers definitely looking inside, trying to get the ball to Kyle Smith. He's defended by the point guard Dooley on the switch. Oh, he pushed off.
Great defense, and I'm going to tell you what Malachi Dooley did. Before Smith got the ball, he gave him a little forearm shiver, and you could see Smith going, I want some get back, and he turned and used the off arm and just ran Malachi Dooley over. Offensive foul on Smith, and Oglethorpe now coming back the other way. LaGrange looks like they're going to go man-to-man here, dropping back, did not come with pressure on this one. This should be Uba Zigbo time. Back up top, Ryan Janae. That's 2 in a row from downtown for Ryan Janae, and the Stormy Petrels have their first lead since the first half at 41-39.
Yeah, nice job by Zigbo to draw Janae's defender, kicks it to Janae for the 3.
Looks like LaGrange trying to find ways to get Dooley isolated. They miss a pull-up jumper. Dooley going the other way. Going to kick it to Jordan James. He goes up with the left hand and good. Brashard Edwards wanted no parts of Jordan James, and the Petrels now with a 43-39 lead. And a timeout on the floor. 15:50 to go in the second half, and the Stormy Petrels have stormed to a 43-39 lead over LaGrange.
10-4 run to start the half. Really nice job defensively. That switching man-to-man really seems to have affected LaGrange. They haven't found any kind of offensive flow. They did attack the rim a couple times, but lately the Oglethorpe defense has done a nice job keeping them out of there. And offensively, they've gotten some transition points and then some smart plays. Ryan Janae off of a skip pass knocked down a 3, and then Uba Zigba from the top penetrated into a gap, drew Ryan Janae's defender. It allowed a Zigbo to hit Janae for another open 3 from the top, and that 10-4 run has extended the lead to 4.
Kyle Smith leading the way. He seems a little frustrated, trying to get the ball posted up before Oglethorpe. A Zigbo with 14, Ryan Janae with 11 now. Jordan James with 8 points and 6 rebounds to lead the way. Dylan Benefield, he got the start today. He's got 4 assists to lead the way for Oglethorpe. So things are doing very well for the Stormy Petrels. You mentioned the switching defense. Going to man-to-man at the end of the first half, closed a 16-point lead to 2 by halftime. They've stuck with it. They continue to switch, and they're switching 1 through 5. Even when Kyle Smith gets the ball, and he's matched up on Malachi Dooley, Oglethorpe doesn't seem to mind. They're fronting, they're reaching, and they're doing whatever they can defensively to keep LaGrange off rhythm.
A little more than 4 minutes into the second half, and only 4 opportunities, 1 of 4 from the floor for the Panthers. So again, that defense doing its job.
Rashard Edwards, and again, there you see the switch. James goes from point guard and then switches off to Smith. Cofield with an open 3. That one's going to come up short. And I guess they're going to call. They called a foul on number 10, Zach Hill. I thought they were calling that on Ryan Janae.
Yeah, no, Janae was in great position to box out there, and Cofield was getting boxed out, and then he just took Janae and threw him to the floor. So great job by that official down on the baseline to see that. You know, I think the other difference, John, the boards. If you had told Philip Ponder against this LaGrange team, more physical, a little bit more height and size, if you told Philip Ponder that they would be up 25-17 on the glass with 15 and a half minutes left in the game, I'm sure he would be just overjoyed about that. Second half here, Oglethorpe 4 of 7 from the floor, and again, now 1 for 5 from LaGrange from the floor. So defense making a difference, offense really capitalizing on open looks.
And this at one point was 31-15, LaGrange with the lead. Since that point, you're talking about a run of 24-12. 24-12, actually, I'm sorry. 24-12 to get the lead where it's at right now. 28-12, excuse me. So now you have a 4-point lead and the ball. Doing a great job valuing the basketball is Oglethorpe as well. 11 turnovers, but a lot of them were very early on in the basketball game. Dooley going to bring it across. Looks like the rotation has shrunk a little bit today for Coach Ponder.
Got to do that sometimes to win the ball game.
Three-man weave action here. Ozigbo driving down the lane with the left hand over Brody Scott for the lay-in, and a 6-point lead for the Stormy Petrels, their biggest of the day. Scott with the ball up top against switching man-to-man defense. Dooley down there. Kemp trying to guard, pull-up jumper. That's going to be smooth from Cameron Lyons, knocking it down from the foul line. 45-41, Oglethorpe with the lead. Zigbo again sees a mismatch corner. James, open 3, bottoms up, nothing but net, and a 7-point lead, an 8-point lead now for Oglethorpe.
Oh, tough call on Ryan Janae, but I did think he got him across the wrist. Yeah, when Jordan James caught that ball and looked to take the 3, I thought, oh no, and he buries it. That's only his 3rd 3 of the year, 3 of 7 now from the floor. But he buried it when they needed it, and a great job there.
Yeah, and it's one where it's very simple. You got it in rhythm, got it in the shooting pocket. Ryan Janae going to have to sub out. He's dealing with some foul issues right now. Mason Kemp going to come back in the game. That's the third foul on Janae.
Well, they've got Brody Scott on Uba Ozigbo, and Ozigbo's doing a great job of taking to the hoop and drawing help as well.
Lyons going to flip one over his shoulder and get the shooter's touch there for the and one. They're going to call the foul on Malachi Dooley. Cameron Lyons going to have an opportunity here to cut the lead to 4 with a 3-point, the old-fashioned 3-point play. And Lyons starting to take over now, 5 of 8 from the floor, and having his way really getting the ball down in the paint.
Well, veteran player. They've taken away Brashear Edwards, and Kyle Smith hasn't had as many opportunities he had in the first half, so Cameron Lyons stepping up.
Lyons misses the free throw. Oglethorpe with a little 5-out offense right now. Everybody outside the 3-point line. They're going to elect to set screens and drive, and it looks like LaGrange staying in a little 1-2-2 pressure. A Zigbo pull-up jumper. That's going to be just long. Dooley flying in for the rebound. He's going to knock that one out of bounds, and LaGrange going the other way. Looks like Dylan Benefield going to check in now for Malachi Dooley. You have both the Kemps in, Jackson and Mason, Jordan James, Uba Ozigbo, and Dylan Benefield. It looks like Robert Reisman and Trey Harris will check in at the next dead ball. Nice block from Mason Kemp. Jackson down low to Jordan James. He's going to be fouled and rewarded. Kyle Smith thought he had a layup, and Mason Kemp said, not in my house.
Yeah, really nice block. Came from the help side to block that. And then they get a great transition look, great pass to Jordan James, who lays it up but gets fouled. Can't convert, but he goes to the line with 2.
And Coach Ponder going to do one of his patented line changes and has to feel better about this with a 5, 6, maybe 7-point lead as he's subbing in Reisman, Awoleye. Trey Harris is going to go in and get the shooter. He's already said that, and you already have Dylan Benefield in at point guard. So once this is done, there will be no starters on the floor. It will be all 5 coming off the bench. Second free throw, no good from James. I guess he didn't want to sub out yet. Oglethorpe with a 6-point lead with 13:30 to go here in the second half. Also subbing in for the first time, number 20, Isaiah Pettigrew, on the floor for LaGrange. Edwards going to try to get going, gets Reisman up in the air, drops it off to Pettigrew, who misses the layup. Awoleye is going to commit the foul. That was a great job by Brashard Edwards to get down low and find his big guy and reward him with a layup opportunity.
Yeah, I liked Awoleye, really did a nice job staying vertical, but got him with the body as he moved into the shooter.
First free throw up and good. Trey Harris is going to check into the game now for Jordan James. It'll be interesting how long Coach Ponder keeps this lineup on the floor. Can he get 5 minutes out of them and then let the guys that were just in come back and finish out the last 8? Second free throw by Pettigrew up and good. 4-point lead right now. Benefield and Reisman in the back. Little token 1-2-2 pressure. Got to get this one across. Down low for Kemp. That ball's knocked away. Brody Scott coming the other way. He almost stepped out of bounds as well.
Again, that was a soft entry pass into the paint. You got to zip your passes.
Edwards looking underneath. Second basket in a row. Well, this one the traditional way for Pettigrew. And again, Edwards not being selfish, finding his guys. Benefield going to get it across half court. Back in this 1-2-2 zone. Got to find Robert Reisman or somebody. Trey Harris open, 3 ball on the way. Up and good for Trey Harris from the wing.
The freshman from Dallas, Georgia, has a great stroke, shooting 41% on the year. True to the net there.
3 ball for Brody Scott. He answers right back on the other end. And again, Brashard Edwards not scoring today, but he's done a great job facilitating.
Talk about making your teammates better. He is setting everybody up. Switching man-to-man by LaGrange.
Awoleye trying to post up down low. They get him the ball. Got good position on Gonzalez. Nice job using the body. Awoleye to lay it in. He got great position. Robert Reisman found him, put it on his shooting hand, and he lays it in for the basket.
Got deep on that post up and then finishes nicely.
Pettigrew turns it over. Good job there by Reisman, sticking a hand in. Benefield sprinting the other way. Going to slow it down.
Good decision by Benefield. Nothing was there.
Well, now it is, as it opens wide open for the hoop and the harm. Dylan Benefield. The Red Sea parted, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, he came off that ball screen, and I think they thought they were a little confused on how they were going to defend that ball screen. And talk about the Red Sea parting. There was nobody there. Help side defender had to come over and try to make a play, but fouled them, and Benefield, after the media timeout, will try to finish off that natural three-point play.
11:19 to go here in the second half. Stormy Petrels with a 56-50 lead over LaGrange. I want to talk about the defense for Oglethorpe. LaGrange is a team that came in averaging 81.2 points a game. And for the second day in a row, we've talked about defensively. Brevard, who got the win yesterday, was a team that had scored 96 against you a couple of weeks ago. You held them in the 70s. And right now, LaGrange, who was on a meteoric pace early on in the game, they look like they're on pace for about 70 as well. So for the Oglethorpe defense, switching to man-to-man, doing a really good job making a lot more contested shots for the Panthers.
Well, we've talked about how well Brashard Edwards has set up his teammates, but that's a reflection of the fact that they're taking him out of the offense. They're forcing him to do that. And when you can take a 20-point-a-game scorer out of the game and really make him a facilitator, that's a huge advantage.
Well, I'll talk about this for Oglethorpe as well. Remember when they were shooting 25% from the field? It's now up to 50. They're 23 of 46 after starting 3 of 13 from the floor.
Yeah, almost 70% here in the second half, 9 of 13. And again, great shots, open three-point looks, layups. That's what they've been getting.
Unfortunately for Benefield, he back rims the free throw. The lead stays at 6. Staying in the switching man-to-man. Edwards going to drive on Reisman, pull-up jumper. That's going to rattle around the rim and in. And I really like Brashard Edwards' game. Solid player. Doesn't rush anything, take the shots that he makes well. Same lineup, still on the floor. Bad pass there from Benefield. And that was 100% a double dribble, not called as Brody Scott lost control of it. Lions going to have it and kind of reset here with 18 on the shot clock. And they're going to call an offensive foul underneath the basket on Parker Gonzalez.
Yeah, Robert Reisman doing a really great job with post defense, absolutely shutting down Parker Gonzalez. I was watching that matchup. Gonzalez just got frustrated and absolutely threw him out of the way. Kendall Wallace has seen enough. He's going to go to the bench and bring back one of his talented scorers, that being Kyle Smith.
Kyle Smith's had a really good game so far. It's got to be take care of the basketball and get quality shots. In the corner to Kemp. Reisman back up top, swings to the corner, touch pass over to Kemp. Reisman driving down the lane, finds Abel A.A. going up, and with the touch with the left hand and in. I wanted to see him dunk the ball. He brought it down, but he used power to get it up and extend the lead back to 6.
Yeah, nicely done.
Scott back up top to Smith. Edwards with it. And again, they're switching everything 1 through 5. Trey Harris now taking on the assignment. Abel A.A. doesn't need to reach. Unfortunately, going to be a foul called there, I believe, on Mason Kemp.
Yeah, it's going to go Mason Kemp slow to come over. They will play really aggressive three-quarter front defense and then want the backside low defender to come over on a quick double. He was slow. It allowed Hill to split the defense, and all Kemp could do was reach and slap on it. They get a break with Hill missing the first.
I mentioned how long would he go with this lineup. Coach Ponder went about 4 minutes with the lineup. Good job by Abel A.A., Benefield, Kemp, Reisman, and Harris. He's going to sub 5 back in. Jackson Kemp, Jordan James, Malachi Dooley, Uba Zigbo, and Ryan Janae. Janae the only one really in any foul trouble with 3. Second free throw up, rattles around and in. 58-53, 9:52 to go here in the second half. LaGrange staying in this 1-2-2, about three-quarter court trap. Kemp going to bring it across. And it looks like they're dropping back into a 3-2 zone. James back up top to Kemp. Kemp dribbles underneath, and unfortunately, right through the wickets. Jordan James had one, tried to go up with it before he secured the basketball.
Yeah, great look by Jackson Kemp. Jordan James is the first one to say, my bad, that should have been a layup.
Lions has the ball back across to Smith. Cofield, who's hit a couple of threes today. Brashard Edwards, corner to Lions. Really working underneath Zach Hill against Uba Zigbo. He goes up with the right hand and lays it in off the glass. He got good position. Zigbo, as strong as he is, could not root Hill out of there, and Hill goes up with the right hand for the lay-in.
Hill 6'4", almost as strong as Zigbo.
James down the lane with the lay-in. Great pass there by Malachi Dooley, finding James. And they're going to look right back. Number 10, Zach Hill, is just fighting for position underneath. Dooley goes for the steal, misses it. Lions underneath. Knocked away by Kemp. Good double team over here by Zigbo. Down the lane, Edwards. That one's going to go up and in with the foul. And for Ryan Janae, that could be foul number 4.
As a defender, you never want to allow your man to cut across your face. Malachi Dooley had that happen to him. Brashard Edwards comes across his face on a basket cut. Hill, who was getting double teamed, found Edwards. Edwards lays it in.
Free throw up and good. Lead down to 2. Janae going to have to come out. Trey Harris going to check back into the game. 2-point lead for the Stormy Petrels. 8:33 to go here in the second half. Last couple of possessions, Roy, LaGrange has found good success either getting it into the post or cutting off the double team. And there's, I didn't know he had that one in him. But Malachi Dooley with the two-hand jam.
It's a great half-court give and go coming up.
Good strip there by Uba Ezigbo. 4-on-2 opportunity. He's just going to put his head down, lay it up, no good. Rebounded Trey Harris. He's going to go up the right hand and in.
Ezigbo was not going to be denied.
Lyons comes right back the other way. Jump stop in the lane for a nice jump, little about 8-foot jumper, and he knocks it in. 64-60 with 7:56 to go. James with a head fake. Has made a 3, now with the left hand, pull-up jumper and good.
Well, he's had a solid game. I love how he gets to the glass and finish, and there he got stopped, so he just pulled up from about 8 feet and knocked it down.
If I would have told you Jordan James was leading the way with 16, it's a quiet 16, but he's scored a lot of different ways today. They're going to get Edwards posted up on Dooley. Good defense there, even better offense. Way to use the window.
Kisses it off the glass. Soft touch, high arc, kisses it off the glass for 2.
I will tell you, Oglethorpe has found real good success cutting down the lane. Kemp going to go in with the right hand over Kyle Smith for the lay-in. Jackson Kemp.
They are taking the Panthers to the woodshed.
And I will tell you, the Panthers immediately on offense are running and sprinting for a post-up. Once again, this time Zach Hill gets the post, gets fouled by Uba Ezigbo. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. 6:48 to go here in the second half. Oglethorpe 68, LaGrange 62.
A little bit of good time for a media timeout. There's a lot of discussion there among the players, some of it bordering on heated, just about how they were going to defend the post. Equally so right now, Kendall Wallace screaming at his Panthers squad, not happy at all the fact that they're getting beat down the floor, that they're having their man cut across their face defensively. We saw that. Malachi Dooley bringing the ball over half court, hits the wing, makes a hard basket cut right across the face of the defender, gets a return pass and slams it home. I'm with you. I didn't know he could get up like that. He got up and slammed it home, brought a lot of energy into the crowd. But again, one of the things that the Panthers have done is they have really looked for Zach Hill in the post. He's really been posting up different defenders. That last one, he had Ezigbo buried. I think Uba really was upset about the post feed.
Right.
We've got to defend that, make the post feed harder than that.
Yeah, it's very good so far. Ezigbo and Jordan James leading the way with 16 apiece. Ryan Janae, who's not on the floor due to foul trouble, he's got 11. But Trey Harris just had a nice basket a second ago. He's playing some really solid defense here, and Hill going to go to the line with a couple of free throws trying to cut into this 6-point lead.
So the Stormy Petrels 75% from the floor in the second half, 15 of 20 from the floor.
That's called efficient offense.
Oh, and it is. They're really getting great looks. We did see a couple threes, but they are getting to the backboard and laying it in.
Second free throw up and good. Makes 1 of 2, 5-point lead for the Stormy Petrels. Subbing back in, Isaiah Pettigrew. He's going to come in for Zach Hill. And Pettigrew played well in the couple of minutes he had early on in the first half.
Interesting move, though, as effective as Hill was posting up. Pettigrew doesn't play a lot of minutes.
Kemp with it over on the wing. He's going to drive in. And the hoop and the harm! Jackson Kemp going up with two hands, hanging in the air, a little acrobatic, lays it in, and he's going to have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Well, I don't mean to denigrate him, but Brody Scott has not been able to defend any of the Oglethorpe players. every time he ends up on you, number 5, Brody Scott, they are taking him to the glass and they're finishing. And right there, finished with contact, trying to get the three-point play.
Little surprise, now 16 of 21, as you mentioned, that LaGrange has not gone back to zone. Because the man-to-man defense they are really struggling with.
I would agree with that.
Brashard Edwards looking for the post up. Good help by Uba Zigbo. Lions with it up top. Pettigrew going to come set a screen, getting the switch to a Zigbo, and that ball's going to be thrown away. Miscommunication. Edwards was cutting up. You had number 4, Gabe Cofield, cutting down. Neither one of them were in range for the pass and a turnover. 6:13 to go, 71-63. Your Stormy Petrels with the lead.
Yeah, Cofield didn't make a basket cut. He made kind of an angular cut that actually cut off Edwards, and Edwards couldn't get up to the wing for the entry pass.
A Zigbo pull up, head of the key. Pure and pretty as he knocks that one down for the biggest lead of the game for Oglethorpe. It's 73-63. Coach Ponder screaming at Dylan Benefield, get back. I'm sorry, Malachi Dooley, get back. No need to press. Play solid defense. Scott going to be fouled there. He ran into a brick wall that wears number 1 and is named Uba Zigbo.
Well, the offensive player has the right to land, and he was in the air and he ran into the wall. No doubt about that. Nice slip screen. Again, one of the things that Oglethorpe likes to do is switch on the screens. One of the ways to combat a switch is to slip that screen.
Awoleye going to sub in. That's 4 fouls now on Uba Zigbo, and that's huge. While number 21 can play solid defense and use his size, Uba with the ability off the bounce and the ability to shoot it, that's a lot you lose offensively. Scott misses the free throw, grabs his own rebound, up and in for the lay-in.
Got a box out on the free throw line. Nothing more frustrating for a coach than to see that happen.
Dooley going to bring it up. He's going to go on the bounce, drive it in, kicks back out. James with a 3. That one's up just short. Awoleye fighting for it. That ball is going to be out of bounds. Great job by Awoleye fighting. Isaiah Pettigrew had that one go off his left hand and out of bounds.
Yeah, Jonathan doing a really, really nice job there. Going inbound under man-to-man. They're going to go right to Awoleye. Got bumped.
Pettigrew got the block, sort of. Scott, pull-up jumper. That's going to be short. Coming up with the rebound. Look at Jordan James fighting in there, and he's going to get called for travel. Malachi Dooley got hammered to the floor, and James tripped over him.
Yeah.
Correct call.
Yeah, you hate that, but great, great hustle there by Jordan James. He's had a whale of a game.
Yeah, you wonder again how long, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor here. 5:03 to go in the second half, 73-65. Stormy Petrels in the lead. How much longer does Coach Ponder go without a Zigbo or Janae? Both with 4 fouls, but you're in winning time right now, Roy.
Well, you are, but you know, to your point, when one gets in foul trouble, you always could depend that the others there can get you a bucket when you need it. Now, Dylan Benefield just checked back in for Malachi Dooley. A lot of times, Benefield will use his jets to get a layup. That might help. If you've got to help in defense, you've got Trey Harris. He's a three-point shooter, and both Kemp's in as well. So it'll be interesting. They need to find somebody that can get him a bucket until you can go with Janae and Zigbo. And then the other thing you've got to wonder is Phil Ponder going to go one at a time and see if he can ride for a couple minutes, get a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and then if that guy doesn't pick up a foul, then put the other in and try to ride it out till the end.
Isaiah Oden, number 21, checked in for the first time. He's a sophomore guard for LaGrange. He's going to come in and immediately get the ball in his hand, and Dylan Benefield picking him up. Kemp guarding Edwards. Edwards in the lane. Kicks back out. Brody Scott, 3 on the way. That's going to be off the mark and out of bounds. Oglethorpe will take possession.
Yeah, Brashard Edwards, they went pure ISO there. Put him on that right wing all alone. And a nice job defensively.
Benefield going to check in, as you mentioned. Jackson Kemp with the ball up top. Going right at Brody Scott. Scott may have gotten away with a push. Rebound coming up. Oden on the push. Corner. Scott with the ball. He's going to go back up top to Edwards. Swings it across. Cofield open 3. That's going to be nothing but the bottom of the net.
Transition defense. You've got to talk and make sure everybody's marked. They left Cofield open on the right wing. Jordan James had to sprint to recover just about a half a second late.
Looking for Abel AA underneath. They're going to kick it back up to Jordan James. Benefield with a spin dribble. He's going to drive in. Oh, and just a collision underneath the basket. Oglethorpe is in the penalty. Looks like they're going to go shoot 1-and-1. Benefield may have gotten the benefit of the call there. Pettigrew, I thought he was set. Benefield was flying in.
Yeah, I thought he was set as well. We did get a benefit of the call there, but now Dillon's got to knock him down. 1-and-1s here.
First free throw up and good.
Oglethorpe in the bonus, and now LaGrange in the double bonus, which means every foul from here on out, you're going to get 2 free throws.
Second free throw up off the back rim. 6-point lead for Oglethorpe. Zach Hill has checked back in, so all 5 starters on the floor, or 4 of the 5 starters, on the floor for LaGrange. Abel AA playing some good post defense. Hill comes up, sets the screen. He now has the mismatch he wants. 3 ball on the way from Cofield, off the back rim. Hill comes up with it, and he's going to be fouled by Jordan James. James thought he had all ball.
Yeah, that's a tough one. They had a nice defensive possession there, and then on that swooping attack, I thought Jordan James got the ball, but call against him. That dunk was coming from a long way away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he had the capability to throw it down from that distance, but he gets bailed out a little bit on Jordan James. James has been unbelievable on both ends, done a great job. Even there where that was confusion, I don't know if that was his man,
right?
But he saw what was happening, sprinted out from the paint, and with his length, almost got there on Cofield. But to Cofield's credit, he wasn't distracted and he knocked it down.
Yeah, what you had there was the switch. They got Benefield switched underneath on Zach Hill, and that led Oglethorpe kind of into a scramble mode, trying to find the right guys to match back up with. It allowed an offensive rebound, and it's going to allow LaGrange to have a couple of free throws. Now, we asked, how long would it be for Ryan Janae and Uba Zigbo? I look now, both are coming back on the floor. Both of them have 4 fouls, so it's going to be Benefield, Abel AA, Zigbo, and Janae. That's going to be on the floor. And then for LaGrange, you're going to have Edwards, you're going to have Lyons, you're going to have Hill, you're going to have Cofield, and Brody Scott. Interesting, Kyle Smith has not been back in for a little while during the game. Kyle Smith, and I'm looking, not having any foul trouble.
There was a little sequence I noticed where Kendall Wallace, the coach for LaGrange, got really upset and screamed at him. I don't know if he's sending a message here, but I really was surprised that Kyle Smith's not in the game right now, down 4 points with 3.5 minutes to go.
Hill has hit both free throws to cut it to 4, as you mentioned.
With Zigbo and Janae with 4 fouls each, it's going to be really interesting to see if they go back to their zone to try to protect them a little bit defensively.
Definitely improve on the offensive end, though, with Zigbo. And you're going to get a foul there on the push on Gabe Cofield, and that means Uba Zigbo will go to the line for 1-and-1.
Yeah, the point of emphasis on that foul call is as soon as both hands come in contact with the offensive player, the whistle's got to blow right away. You're not allowed to hand check, but it's really easy for an official as soon as both hands come in, and that's exactly what happened as Zigbo went to attack.
And we're going to get offense-defense. Ryan Janae coming out, Robert Reisman going to check in. You wonder if they will take Uba out if he makes both free throws. Does not look that way. Got to make the front end.
Well, this is where you're also talking, okay, who's Uba going to have? You don't want him on Edwards, who's a really crafty offensive player, or Lyons, who will penetrate. Probably Brody Scott, although to your point, looks like Brent Smith is going to check in, and they're going to get him, and he's going to get a Zigbo. So, yep, offense to defense for Philip Ponder. Great move coaching-wise. Smith.
I would almost go back 2-3 zone. That's just me, although the switching man has really worked.
Smith is going to be on Cofield now. You got to watch those matchups that Smith has.
Scott has it over here on Reisman. It's all right. Reisman with the kick, but a good defensive play there. not making for an easy entry pass.
Live to tell about it. Okay, they put 2 seconds more on the clock. Actually 7 seconds, but nevertheless, now you can defend again. Clock's your friend as well.
Clock ticks under 3 minutes. Lions pull-up jumper. That is a tough, hard make from Cameron Lyons, falling down. I thought he got fouled, to be honest with you. He knocks it in, cuts the lead to 4, and Philip Ponder going to call a timeout. 2:46 to go here in the second half. Stormy Petrel 76-72 over LaGrange.
Yeah, again, you've probably got about 8 possessions left in the game. That timeout, because he saved them, he still has 3 left, but that timeout was expressly to get Ozigbo and Janae back in on the offensive end. Now, what'll be interesting, because it's not a situation where a free throw's in play, is, hey, guys, if we're going back on defense, now we'll see. Will he go zone here, or will he match up man-to-man? 2:46 left. I think you just have to be a smart defender and try to ride it out. Stay with the man-to-man, which has been really effective. And if they get buried in the post, just do what you can do to try to force them to score over you.
Yeah, hands straight up, play as vertical as you can to try to get things done. Uba Ozigbo leading the way. He's got 20 points on the day. Jordan James, 16 points. He leads in rebounds as well with 7. Cameron Lyons, who just hit that tough jumper, with 15. Zach Hill with 12. Kyle Smith with 12. And Brashard Edwards with 11. James going to trigger the inbound. Dylan Benefield stills in. Jonathan Awoleye, Uba Ozigbo, Ryan Janae, and they're going to milk the clock. They're going to make LaGrange come out and play some defense, and LaGrange comes with a quick trap. Ozigbo from way downtown. Another 3 for Uba Ozigbo. Come trap, and we'll make you pay.
Unbelievable day from Uba.
Now he's got to be careful. Got a steal for Benefield. Slow it down, 1-on-2. Never mind. Goes up with the left hand. Coach Ponder is not going to like that one at all.
Not at all. If you're a point guard, you have got to know it's 1-on-2. You got to back dribble. You got to set up the offense and run the clock. You take not even a layup. You're about 3 feet away from the hoop when you lay it in. Just a bad decision. Yesterday I thought it was really costly. They get a big stop defensively, down 2 against Brevard. Malachi Dooley turned it over 1-on-3, and there we see it there.
And then you exacerbate the problem with foul. You compound everything. You end up fouling. Benefield going to check out. Malachi Dooley back in. You foul, so now LaGrange, instead of you having the ball up 7, LaGrange gets a chance to score with no time on the clock. No time coming off the clock. Hill's second free throw up, and that one's good. Or excuse me, Cofield, that one's up and good. And now it's a little more full court pressure, and they're coming hard trap. Malachi Dooley may need to call a timeout. Gets away with one. Jordan James, he's going to give it up to Ryan Janae, and that's going to be a goaltend.
Actually, they're going to call a foul, but I think it should be a goaltending. We'll see if the trail official's going to help. It should be a goaltending.
It doesn't look like they're going to call the goaltend. They went.
I thought
the defender went through the net.
Through the rim. Yeah, he missed it. The trail official missed that.
2 free throws coming for Ryan Janae. First one rims out.
Man, that's a big call.
Smith going to come back in the game for Ozigbo. Reisman going to come in for
Be interesting to
Ryan
see
Janae.
if he comes in for Janae or Awoleye.
Second one up and good. 80-74, 2 minutes to play. Janae going to check out. Reisman checking back in.
2-point swing on that. Thought it should have been a goaltending and a shooting 1. He gets 1 of 2 free throws.
Got to play defense here. Edwards coming across. Picked up by Jordan James. Screened by Scott. Got the switch they wanted on Smith. He's going to go in, and Edwards, crafty layup up and in.
Edwards, he started slow. They held him to 2 points in the first half. He's at 13 now, going to the free throw line, trying to tally his 14th. But really a nice move. Got the mismatch that they wanted with Brent Smith on him, and he took him into the paint. Nice reverse pivot, lay in, fouled. Trying to cut it to a 3-point margin here.
Don't want to pile on, but this is where the fast shot for Benefield really hurts. Free throw off. If you think about that, would have been 20 more seconds minimum that could have gone off the clock. James to the basket, layup and in with the left hand. Great pass there by Malachi Dooley. James makes it a 6-point game. Edwards pulls up for three, way off the mark. Abel A.A. with the rebound. He's going to find Uba Zigbo, and he's going to be fouled in the backcourt. I believe that's going to put us in the double bonus.
It is, and Cofield just grabbed him by the wrist. We've got to be really careful, though. Dooley picked it up over in the corner and got trapped. There he was trapped over the half-court line at midcourt. You cannot put yourself in a position to be trapped. You got to be smart. You got to use back dribbles. You got to pass before you get trapped. If two guys are coming at you, somebody's got to be open.
A Zigbo free throw, rims out.
Normally a very dependable free throw shooting team. We've missed a couple here. It's been the seniors as well.
We've got some of the LaGrange faithful over here stomping every time Uba gets ready to shoot. Did it again. That one he rolls in. Stomp again, guys. Smith going to check back in, as is Reisman. Offense, defense. 83-76, a $1:26 to play. Take away the three-point shot and do not foul. Abel A.A., we want the hands up, does just that. Layup up and in. Zach Hill is really crafty around the basket.
Dooley's got to go. Don't hold the ball. They had it broken.
He's calling a timeout. They're trying to get a Zigbo back in the game, and they're trying to get Janae back in the game. Dooley was screaming timeout. None of the officials were paying attention to him.
I wasn't either. But I also know, you've got to look to attack that.
109 to go. 83-78, the Oglethorpe lead. LaGrange has now crept into the 80-point range that we thought they were going to stay away from. They've been very efficient, Roy, coming down the stretch. 1:09, it's now about strong with the basketball and make your free throws. And if you can do those, you're going to walk out of here with a much-needed win.
Yeah, got to make your free throws. And both teams are going to be obviously aggressive defensively, trying to get stops. So you've got to value the basketball. You've got to get yourself out of traps. We know that Kendall Wallace loves run and jump traps. Right now, it wouldn't surprise me that they match up or look like they're just going to play a normal defense, and the minute the ball comes over half court, they'll run and jump. Matter of fact, Rashard Edwards right there telling his team, just stay back here for a second, and then I think you're going to see some run and jump action in just a minute.
Want to get the ball into the hands of Janae or a Zigbo, two really good free throw shooters. Got to get it inbounds. A Zigbo gets it across half court. Finds Janae. No need to rush, and he's going to be fouled. Double bonus opportunity. I think the foul's going to be called on number 4, Gabe Cofield. Actually, they're going to get 10, Zach Hill.
Again, nice job by the Panthers denying Janae in the backcourt, forcing Uba Zigbo to make a sprint cut up the floor. He got it, but that trap was on its way.
First free throw up and good.
Ryan Janae then hustled ahead of him and got that pass and then could put it on the floor and get fouled.
Dylan Benefield back in. If Janae makes this, it's a 3-possession game. Huge free throw. That one's up and good. 85-78, 1 minute to play. Got to play defense, take away the 3, and do not foul. Edwards coming off. Abel A.A., good job there, getting a hand up, causing that ball to be off the mark and rebounded by Uba Zigbo. He's going to kick it ahead to Ryan Janae. Benefield coming back. Janae's got it, gets it across the timeline.
Don't pick it up there. It's deflected.
Janae going to go all the way across to Zigbo. 3 ball on the way. Probably not the shot you wanted. Janae gets the rebound. 29-9 to play. He's going to be fouled and put on the line. Normally I don't get mad. Uba can shoot whatever he wants, but that's another one. Time and situation.
It is, but it also shows a little bit of how confident he is in his stroke today, that he would even take it. That is so unlike what we've seen to this point. But I can't wait to talk to Coach Ponder and Uba after the game. I would think that he would be our player of the game. Can't wait to hear his mindset change.
A couple of free throws there for Ryan Janae. 9-point lead. 29-9 to play. Substitution. Janae going to check out. Jordan James back in. Both point guards on the field, Benefield and Dooley. A little more speed up top. They're going to make Lyons pick up his dribble. And look at that, just squat down on defense. Do not foul. Little too easy. 5 seconds, basket up and good.
Not a lot of time coming off the clock there.
And we're going to get a foul there. Malachi Dooley going to go to the line. Looks like Brody Scott going to be called for the foul. Or actually, they're going to call number 0, Cameron Lyons.
Dooley, a good free throw shooter, somebody you want on the line. He has not shot today.
And again, if you just simply make your free throws, they cannot catch you.
Right.
23-2 to go and a 7-point Stormy Petrel lead. First one comes up short.
Short-armed that one a little bit. Going to go, I thought he was going to go with the 2-2-1.
Second free throw up and good. Janae going to sub in for Dooley coming out of the game.
Yeah, they are going to run that 2-2-1. Again, not to trap, but just eat a little clock. That last one was a little too easy.
Edwards head fakes. He's going to drive in, kick back out. Lions 3 on the way. Up and good.
Pretty impressive because Janae had a great closeout, went whizzing by his left ear, but Cameron Lyons, true to his mark, cut it to 5 here with 15.3 left.
Again, simply get the ball inbounds, be strong with the basketball. 55 points in the second half for Oglethorpe. Offensive efficiency has been exactly what they are looking for today, and they've got exactly that. I mean, you're talking about multiple guys playing really good basketball. Ryan Janae, Uba Zigbo, Jordan James, all stepping up big for this basketball team.
Every one of those guys, really solid games. Again, we talked about a little tighter rotation. I think that maybe they played 11 or 12 today. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 today. Brent Smith had to come in and be a defensive replacement. Griffin Cherry had a minute there. But, boy, I tell you, that tight rotation has done a really good job. Everybody playing their role. Very few moments where we've talked about guys doing the wrong thing.
And it's very fascinating to watch this. LaGrange probably seen as the best team in this tournament. Won yesterday against Swanee. We obviously lost to Brevard in a 3-point barrage that took us out of the game. And you figured this game was going to be a really tough matchup, and it has been. Kudos to these kids, though, stepping up and playing arguably their best game of the season against maybe the best opponent that they've played.
I would agree with that completely. They have really stepped up and done a great job.
15 seconds, inbound to Ryan Janae. He's going to be fouled quickly.
Cameron Lyons getting him there. Janae bobbled it just a little bit. Touch defender deflected it slightly, but he came up with it. And again, just has to get to the line and knock down his free throws now with 13.3.
If Janae can hit both of these, you're back to a 3-possession lead. And again, very tough to come back with 13 seconds left. First free throw, pure. Up and good, 89-83, 13-3 to play. Trey Harris going to check out.
Dylan Benefield checking in.
Benefield back in the game.
A little bit better on-ball defender up front. Benefield will force Cameron Lyons to come back to the ball instead of get movement up the floor.
Janae hits the second one.
There he goes.
Benefield on running. He looks like he played corner. Lyons.
Wow, I did not think he got him at all.
Double clutch 3, and they're going to call a foul on Dylan Benefield.
There had to be 6 or 8 inches between Benefield's closeout hand and the shooter. It was just a double clutch. It was a good closeout, forced him to take the double clutch 3.
3 free throws coming. Ball don't lie. First one up and no good. Cameron Lyons misses that one, 90-83. That's a huge miss. Could have potentially cut it to 4. Second free throw. Up and good.
Got to box out here because this is one where you can take a quick shot off the front of the rim to try to obtain possession.
Cofield is the only LaGrange player underneath, and that means James has got to get shooter. Doesn't matter, second one or third one, up and good. 90-85, 8.1 left. Ball inbounded and immediately fouled. Dylan Benefield going to get a chance to go to the other end. Take 2. Cameron Lyons with the foul. Lyons, by the way, leading the way, 22 points on the day. He's had a really good second half. You talked about Brashard Edwards, who had only 2 at halftime. He's now got 13 to go along with 4 rebounds. He's also got 8 assists. Really good floor game for Edwards. Oglethorpe going to be all the way back. If he makes both of these games over, 6.8 to go. Very close. Even if you make one, it would take 2 threes and a Reggie Miller-like barrage of turnovers and mishaps. Benefield's first free throw. Front rim and good.
Well, he came in the game 77% from the line, was 1 of 3 prior to that one.
Second free throw to ice it. Up and good. Much smoother on the second one. 92-85, 6.8 to play. LaGrange inbounds it. They're going to be on the hop. Just let them shoot at this point. Kickball from Ryan Janae. 0.7 on the clock. It's academic at this point. All that's going to happen is LaGrange will inbound it. And Oglethorpe, bunch of smile on a bunch of kids' faces. Inbound the ball. Scott with a long 3. He nails it. The only thing that's going to change there is the final score. Final score here from Pinholster Court.